Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So today I'm going to show you a video of a Kenyan woman who is speaking about the passport bros from America who are coming into Kenya. Clearly, they have pissed this woman off. So she's sitting here looking like a rapper of some sort, and she's speaking her mind about what she thinks about those men. Now, she clearly has absorbed all of the negative stereotypes about Black Americans, all of the negative things that have been said about what's happening to Black Americans. She said, well, I'll let her tell her story and then I'll come back and talk about it because this is very instructive.
My video was meant for these white wannabe jailbirds that are out on parole, and they had to run away from America so fast because they even forgot to pack their own clothes. That's why they're on the internet making content with no clothes on. And nobody in Kenya has been kind enough to show them Gikomba so they can go and collect clothes from their cousins that the cousins have donated for them. Not all of us as women have standards, so some of us are going to catch these stray dogs. He was busy bragging about the fact that he's an American. American. Do you know how heartbreaking it has to be for you to move out of your own country, for you to be proud of it? Because when you're in America, you are a nothing, you are a rat. Walking on the streets. In fact, you're a stray dog and you can catch a pew-pew from the police anytime. That kind of America? America where people have no regard for anybody? America where women have no body autonomy to decide whether they want to terminate a pregnancy or no? America where people who have fought for this country for years and they are born and raised there, but they are regarded as less than because they look a certain way? That kind of America, or there's another America? Please tell me in the comments, because maybe they've invented another America where Black people are actually enjoying living there. Because there are a lot of inventions happening these days. I see people going to Mars and whatnot. America? You want to flex about America? You have to move out of America for you to say you are proud of America. Do you know how painful it is for you to do that? I am a Kenyan through and through. Whether I am in Kenya, whether I am abroad, I am Kenyan. We might not have the best technology. We may not have the best economy. We may not have the best things like America. But we have something that America can only dream of. A place of freedom, a sense of self, a sense of people loving each other, a sense of community, a sense where you can walk on the streets and nobody is looking at you because you're Black. That can only be a dream in America. So calm down, that your American nonsense. I wanted to put this nonsense to bed, but I see they're addressing me left, right, and center.
First of all, I want to start out by saying I have the utmost respect for this woman. This woman is a Kenyan. She's living in Kenya, and she has made observations about people, men, Black American men, who are coming into her country, looking down on the people, and the Africans do say that, flexing on them, talking about being an American. So she starts out by saying, this video is for these white wannabe jailbirds. I don't know how she knew they were jailbirds, but I have strongly suspected that a lot of these so-called passport bros are ex-cons or people who are just getting out of prison. They can't make it in America. Well, I just feel like they don't have the discipline to stand here and fight for the land that their ancestors were oppressed in, that we have lived in and fought for and struggled and suffered for years. Instead of them standing on their own 2 feet, they made a career profession out of demeaning and degrading Black women, and she called them white wannabes. And the reason she's calling them that is because that is the energy that they're giving off. She says they're out of prison on parole and they got out of America so fast that they went off and left their clothes. That's why they're on the internet making videos with no clothes. Now, There are some that are making videos about their tailor. This person made these clothes for me. She's right about that. This woman is hilarious. She really, it is kind of funny. But this is what happens when you don't have self awareness. Now, she's talking about a specific person. She says he was talking about being an American. So she's talking about a specific person, bragging about being an American. She said, do you know how heartbreaking it must be to have to move away from your country to be proud of it? Because in America, you're nothing but a rat. We're all rats in America. It's just that some rats have more privilege than others. But in Kenya, bragging about being an American, and she said some of the women have standards. So it sounds like maybe she's been involved with one of those characters, but she's still speaking the truth. You shouldn't have to move away from your country to be proud of it. And if you do, that's a sign that there's either something wrong with you or there's something wrong with your country. Notice she said, America, who has no regard for anybody. So they have some experience with what America is all about. We have experience with what America is all about. So it's totally ridiculous to go to an African country of all places bragging about America when we know what our experience is here and they know what they have experienced there. America, who has no regards for anybody. I think that's very telling. People get it. Everybody knows about our history because America has made a point of making the whole world aware of how much they despise us, how little they think of us, and that, we're nothing. So everybody knows about that. So going somewhere bragging about being an American really shouldn't be a talking point. So now she goes in on the rights that America will take away from people, including women, and also the fact that Black Americans have fought for this country, born and raised here, have lived here all of our lives, and we're still regarded as nothing. And people who have been here for 50 years will look at us like, they're surprised that we walked in the door when we were here before they were. So she's making some valid points about America. She says, so please tell me if there is another America where people enjoy living there. I actually do like being an American and I like living here because it's all I know. But it has nothing to do with me wanting to be white or wanting to identify with white people or identify with America going all over the world, bothering people, starting wars, and things like that. It has to do with me being proud of the survival of my ancestors, that they came here in chains against their will. And even with that history, they still made something out of it. They made something good. In other words, they made something out of nothing. And so I stand on the pride of my ancestors. And this might be something that a person who hasn't experienced what we experience would understand, but it gives me great pleasure to see the accomplishments that Black Americans have made in this country, even as everything that could be done to a race of people to destroy them was done to our people. And still we rise. So I'm proud of the fact that I can look at where we came from and look at where we are now, knowing that if people could destroy us to this day, they would, but we are still standing. So that's my pride. Now, what I do envy a person like this woman in Kenya, a country that even Black Americans say is really a wonderful African country, is the freedom that she talks about. Being able to be yourself, and we have our spaces in America where we are free and where we are comfortable. We have our own homes. Some of us still live in predominantly Black communities or all Black communities. We have our schools. Many of them are all Black. We have our colleges. We have our churches. We have spaces where we can go and not have to be bothered by the white gaze. And all white people are not the same. All white people are not raging racists. Some of the nicest people you will ever meet are white people, and many of them live in the southern part of the country where our ancestors were enslaved. So, just so you know, all white Americans are not monsters, and living in the United States is not living in a horrible concentration camp. And if all white people were monsters, and if America was so horrible, we would not have fared as well as we have. And God has his people, even in America. I appreciate this woman's point of view. It's the same point of view that I have. When you come to the United States of America, respect the people in America, including Black Americans. When you go to Kenya or Nigeria or South Africa or wherever you go, respect those people. Nobody cares where you came from. You treat people with respect. No matter where you go, that's their country. They're at home and they didn't send for you. You're over there because you wanted to be there. So you respect them, you respect their laws, you respect their cultures. This woman does not speak well of America. She probably doesn't speak well of England, of France, or any of those colonizing countries. We are in the same matrix. We have been subjected to the same oppression, to the same violence, and the same brutality. And in Black America, we start talking about what happened to us, and then you talk to people from the Congo and they'll tell you what happened to them, or people from South Africa, they'll tell you what happened to them, or people from Sudan and they'll tell you what happened to them. It's the same system. So we really need to find some common ground, and maybe at some point we will. And for anybody wanting to come in my comment section calling this woman a tether, this woman is not a tether. This woman is at home. And she's speaking about how people are behaving when they come to her homeland. And she is right to stand on business defending her homeland and her people, just like I defend my homeland and my people. So we have that in common. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening. Give me a thumbs up and have a good day.